Green Lantern 31, Legacy number 598, Jeremy Adams writing with Montos on the art. So we're continuing this sort of team-up little arc that we're having, where Hal's going around and having an issue with different characters. He's done it with Batman, he did it with Green Arrow, and now he's doing it with our main man, Barry Allen, who does not have Flash powers right now, as a big part of this story. But that's what we're doing.
Do we know why?
Yes, we do. I don't remember why, but we do know. The royal we know. I don't remember specifically, but we do. It was definitely...
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it was at the end of... is it Absolute Power, maybe?
Is it the...
Like that?
Yeah,
was end
right?
of that,
So Barry hasn't had the powers.
It was some either that event or another one, but he's not had powers since an event of some kind.
I needed it to jog my memory, because I was like, was this a newer thing? I can't remember. I read too many comics.
Yes. So the whole thing, I mean, it does do something here that I don't think it needed to do, which is it did the whole, like, here's a page from the middle of the fight later at the start, just to tease that there's going to be a fight. And I'm like, it's a comic book. I know there's going to be a fight. It's not that interesting a tease. Which almost makes it feel like they were one page short. So it's like, hey, let's come up with a teaser page at the start, and that gets the page count up.
Hey, Montos, draw a cold open. All right. And Montos is like, gotcha.
But aside from that, though, I thought this was quite enjoyable. It was, Barry and Hal bantering backwards and forwards. I liked that it was dual narrated, in that Barry narrated his scenes, Hal narrated his scenes. So there was kind of a nice build up to them getting together. The whole plot of the issue is that Barry is going to testify against a criminal, and the criminal hires an assassin to come and get him. First of all, there's a couple of dirty cops that are driving him that Barry realizes are dirty, so he dives out the car. But we get this big assassin coming after him, and basically he's about to snuff it when Hal shows up at the last second. And that's how things get going.
It's so 90s. This story is 90s in the best way, right? It hits all the tropes. He's testifying. The dirty cops are trying to get him. They send over this assassin named Bruto, who's wearing a pinstripe suit and a fedora, and he's seemingly made out of, like, I'm not sure what, but he's massive. He looks like a member of the 90s.
He looks like a
teams.
gangster would be dressed in a cartoon in the 90s, but evoking the 1940s or whatever in style. Hal does show up in the last second and saves him from the dirty cops, and there's a little bit of rekindling, and then the crime family send after this big brutal guy after they have a bit of a heart-to-heart. I mean, they talk about the fact that, you've already went to see Batman and Ollie. Do you think they wouldn't tell me that something was going on with you? But they also have to go get the evidence that Barry needs to testify, which is at his place, so he sends in Hal for that. And then that's when the big guy shows up, Bruto, because he was waiting in the apartment for them. And fight scene happens. It's a fun time. Barry, of course, doesn't have his powers, so there's a lot of, like, him being a bit more vulnerable as Hal's doing all the fighting. Until eventually Barry gets the idea of, like, wait, your constructs, like, how fast can they go? Do they operate under the rules of speed and velocity and whatnot? And we get basically Hal making a construct flash suit around Barry that lets him move similar to his powers, although Barry does note in his narration that it's not as quick as he could not used to be able to move, and he doesn't have quite the same mobility. It's a little bit like he's moving around like a mech suit almost, just a really thin one. But he's able to, fight and to do some Flash style stuff while this is all going on. At least until Hal gets knocked out or knocked down and loses his focus because so. Anyway, the whole ends up being is that Barry goes and testifies, and Bruto's still fighting Hal, but Hal's like, hey, Barry just put the guy that hired you behind bars for, decades. You really don't need to finish this job. Like, he's not going to be able to pay you. And Bruto's like, I hate to admit it, but you're right. So I guess I'll just leave. However, if we ever have to fight again, like, I won't be holding back. There'll be, like, a proper fight. And there's some other fun little things like Hal making carrot constructs to stick in all the gun barrels so they can't fire at him. Just silly little things. Well, it's a very, very light-hearted issue, is what I'm saying.
The fist with the brass knuckles to knock down Bruto, and Montos puts it in a POW-shaped panel. I thought that was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's real silly in a fun way.
It feels like a very sort of old school kind of just standalone story set amongst the ongoing plot. Even like honestly, the only thing he gets from Barry to do with like, because the whole reason why he's going around to everyone is like, hey, all these things from this book got beamed into my head. What do I do? Barry's like, well, I mean, honestly, just accept the fact that you're probably supposed to get these. He does like suggest one thing is that he thinks that Hal might have like sent these messages to himself, like he put these in the book in the future or in the past, or I don't know, timey-wimey, something. But to accept them and let them run their course rather than fighting them. But ultimately, it's just kind of a theory. And he basically just says, yeah, you'll be fine. And you know what? If they end up being bad, we'll all be there to help you. And it's like, oh, this was like 4 panels worth of advice out of the whole issue for what was might have been the main purpose of him coming to see him. And I'm not even mad about it, but it just was like, you know what? In 3 issues of him seeing different people, there's been very little of actual advancement on the whole, I've got things in my head and I'm trying to deal with them.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like maybe Adams is spread a little bit too thin, because a lot of these tie-ins that are coming up with KO have his name on them, you know? So I'm wondering if those are kind of taking more of the energy so he can throw together this fun little team up, you know, because he knows enough Green Lantern Flash stuff, you know? But I will say out of them so far, the Batman one still, I think, is high, you know, leagues above the other 2 of these team up ones. And it felt like that because that was Adam's chance to show what he could do on Batman, you know? So it hit a little bit different. Because like you said, this one was fun, but it kind of felt fluffy. You know, it was kind of wear itself out on the whole team. It read
very well. I probably like him on the Green Arrow one if I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I think the setup of like, you know, him trying to get Hal on time or Hal getting to Barry on time gave it an interesting structure. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a lighthearted read. I mean, it does say next time we're doing date night, so I'm actually kind of pleased because I think the Hal and Carol stuff's been some of the stuff that's been really good in this run. So that feels like it may actually be a bigger deal than these last few issues. But they've been very pleasant, though. I've not been mad at these. It's just kind of interesting that, it's kind of coinciding with Adams writing, like, you know, 10 tie-ins for KO. So, yeah, maybe that's like, he kept this light intentionally so he could, you know, have the time to write all that other stuff. But yeah, all right. Yeah, and then the art from Montos is very, very good, to be fair. Like, hard to fault that. It's definitely elevating what's there. Yeah,
we definitely know that Montos draws great Green Lantern stuff, right? From the so to see some of the Flash things come up here, we're kind of like, oh, nice. And I just checked, Montos is on the next issue too, with Carol on date night, so that should look with the sapphire coloring and all that type of stuff too. It should really pop. So,
very nice. Yeah. All right, what are you giving Green Lantern?
I'm gonna give this a 7.5.
Yeah, straight 7 for me. It's good. I had fun, but wouldn't call it great by any means.